Yes, it's Wednesday, and it is the best night of the week. Stay up late, talk about money. Oh, yes, I love Wednesdays. I see you, Miss Davis, shaking that head. That's right. That's right. That's right. Like it's the 80s. I love it. I love that picture of you with your parents. Oh, I gotta I think I posted it. I have to somehow I'm gonna transfer this. I don't know. You know that Miss Davis, that video I sent you of Mr. Jenkins. Can you chat it to me? Did I send it to you? Him being interviewed. I might not have sent it to you. I'm gonna send it to you, and then you put it in the chat so I can play it. Okay. Hang on. I'm gonna send it to you. I would have sent it just to but he was at Dover Downs and they interviewed him. I'm gonna find it. Yeah, at the car show. That's what happens when you're not fake rich. That's real. That's real right there. Oh, oh no, that's not it. But he did send me something to send to you, and I didn't send that to you either. But I did. But I'm gonna send you this. Oh yeah, Philadelphia news too. Big time. Big market. Our people are everywhere. But it'll only play it for me. It's playing it. I can't. I do not. Oh, I think it's gonna let me share it with you now. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it. Davis. Come on. It's Davis. Come on. Here it is. So when you take this and cut it and paste it into any chat, and it will come to me. It will come to me. That's right. Good evening, right back at you. That's your talk. Y'all just go by anything y'all want. That's right. And I know it means a lot to you. It might, but, and you mean a lot to me. Thank you for hanging out with us. We were talking about Wusa. We're talking about keeping our health straight by being true to ourselves. You know? Keeping it right. Keeping it right because research has shown they did extensive research on this topic. Extensive research on this. That's right, Mr. Lewis. That's right. Talk. That's right. Extensive research on the connection between being overwhelmed with financial stress and your mental health. A recent survey found that 68% of homeowners are overwhelmed and stressed about maintaining their home. 68%. That's an article from May of 2022. That means it's probably worse. Oh my goodness, because this week um I was just watching the news and it released that, oh yes, that's the link to where Mr. Jenkins is on television. And that's going to be out there forever, Mr. Jenkins. You are famous. I was trying to, but it says that, and I have found that to be true. I have found that to be true. And it's not like things are cheaper now than they were at the exact time when they did the survey in 2022. Oh, this week, it showed that the average cost of maintaining a home all across the country for the whole year, y'all got to guess what it is. Jenny in there. Jeannie and her beautiful
Average
chair.
cost.
Average cost of maintaining a home.
$10,000.
You
What about
lowballing.
20? About 20?
You were, but you went over. The
Okay.
average, yeah. So then if it was no, not 8,000, that's too low. It's 18,000. We can't miss you, Ms. Davis. I know. Reverend Bozeman is like so focused on the topic. That's what it is. He is focused on the topic. Bad child.
We got to get that
That's right,
waving
Mr.
in now.
Ramsey. $18,000
Wow.
is the average one. Exactly. So somebody understands the price is right. Is that where the $1 comes in? Exactly. When you think everybody is over or something like that. Exactly. But Ms. Davis was the only one over with 20. But I know a lot of people are spending, $20,000. Like I have, quite a few members who their maintenance, is way higher than their payment. Their payment would be less than $1,000 if they didn't have, all of that escrow in there. And so, you have maintenance would include like taking care of anything that would go wrong, also the yard, also the hot water heater, also the toilets, also, you know, it
Don't
just
let your air
goes,
conditioner go out. That's a big, huge expense right there.
yeah. Who needs air conditioning? No, just
Well, if
don't.
you're down here, you're gonna need it. You may not need it up
You
there.
think you think that remember them summers we would spend at grandma's house without any AC?
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
People need to get over it.
Well,
We used to have no AC. Grandma had a
JB,
grandma
wait
it
a
had
was
a
minute.
so hot you couldn't move.
Wait a minute, JB. This is what we used to do.
exactly. That was church.
We did this in the house too. Come on, you get a
That's
newspaper, or you
that's
got a
right.
fan. Yeah, there you go.
And look, and they'd be particular about their fan too. You ain't got so many fans turned on. That's the electricity bill. My grandma would be like, look, all of us get in the same room and get near this fan. Get outside. Get outside. It's cooler out there. That's what she would say. But or I think that a lot of young people now, they don't know a lot of the luxuries that have become part of maintaining a home, like the washing machine. No, I used to go to the laundromat with my grandmother all the time. I used to love going to the laundromat. It always smells good in there. Like it's, what I'm saying? It's like it smells fresh and clean. I'd have a captive audience for all my conversations. Exactly. I, I know they'd be like, oh my God, we can just get out of here. I'm like, oh, we're going to the laundromat is like, isn't it? Like you got to sit down. Like, we would sit there. My grandmother would like sit there. A lot of people go now, they just drop their clothes off and they leave, I guess. Everybody's so busy. But we would either go to the grocery store next door. Remember, it was always next to a grocery store. Always next to a grocery store. Y'all trying to act like y'all ain't never been to a laundromat before.
Oh, yeah.
But you just like in Chicago, it wasn't necessarily next to a grocery store, huh? That's probably down south. In Chicago, it could have been next to a liquor store. It could have been anywhere. It's a laundromat. You're right. I don't, but down in the country, it'd be like a big parking lot, a
No, when I
laundromat,
grew up,
and
my
grocery store.
mother had the washer with the wringer.
Yeah, we had that out back.
Yeah.
And after a while, my grandmother didn't like that anymore. It was too much work, I guess. It was out there on the porch. And she was like, but I still got to dry it,
You hang it up
so,
on the line.
and to take it up out there, I don't know why, because she had that. But I guess it was like, this is way too much trouble. And I got these kids all summer. We are going to the laundromat. Get in the car.
JB
But
down
yeah, she
south.
sure did have that thing out on the porch. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we had laundromats when I was a child.
Oh, true. True. I
Yeah.
am talking about a difference here. You're right. You're like, like, you realize that was the luxury. I'm trying to say to these other kids that they got luxury. You're like, no, child, you had luxury too. The laundry
Not what
queen,
we called it down south. We said
well,
wash house.
the wash house.
The wash house. That's what
that
you call it down here.
that sounds like somebody works there. Does somebody work in there?
No, nobody worked there. You just went
Hmm.
and put the money in the machine and wash your clothes. But that's what we called it, the wash
The wash,
house.
probably because it was a house.
No,
You know, it was a
no.
house.
It was a building.
It was somebody's house. They had converted to put all these washing machines in it. No, I'm just joking. But that's a good idea. People could do that and probably make more money than renting it out. For residents. Like just take the house, take all the walls down, especially if it's a rancher, right? And then just put all these laundromats, these washers and dryers in there. People might be like, this is great. Oh, you gotta have the big ones because black people always keep their rugs clean. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have the big machine. If they don't go for anything else, you go to get those big rugs clean still now. So if I had a wash house, I would put the big machine in there so they could put their big dirty rug that they didn't want to do it in their house. My mom would be like, I don't want to put that in my washing machine. So the other day, my washing machine like would not drain. So I had to call for service. And the guy came out and he was showing all this stuff that was in it. And Aziza was like, yuck, yuck, oh my God, look, yuck, yuck. And I was like, well, it's not all that yuck. I mean, it is our stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was just like a whole bunch of lint. And I was like, were we supposed to do that? And he said, yeah. It's like, I didn't know that a washing machine had the thing.
A lint trap.
Yeah, like somewhere you're supposed to go. And I said, so I was busy. So I said, did you get the instructions on how we get to it? And you know what she said. Yeah, you go over this and then you go this here and then you go down and you got to go down and you need like something sharp and you got to go. I was like, I ain't gonna worry about that for a couple months. Since it took 5 years for that to happen, I figured we got at least a good 2 years, right? I don't know. But I was like, if there were more people, that probably would have really been a problem a lot sooner. Because I'm like, really? I had no idea the washing machine, but it makes sense but the dryer one is like all boldly in your face, so you get it. Where the washing just has all this rubber around here, you actually gotta, know where you don't go, know what you're doing, and actually read instructions. So y'all check your washer vent. It could save you some money. The I tell
Yeah.
you, save money, do maintenance. What was that? That's part of maintenance expense right there. So I'm going to read to you from NIH. Did a study on, and well,
The National Institute of Health.
yep, did a study on the relationship between financial worries and psychological distress.
Oh,
But
okay.
before I do that, I have a human interest thing that I want us to look at and discuss very quickly. And it is though interesting though, because all when I'm doing my schoolwork, I always have these like research based topics, don't I? Because when I get smarter, you all get smarter. We get smarter together. Just
Share the wealth.
we share the wealth exactly. That's the point, isn't it? That we get smarter together. So I'm going to show y'all this, which I thought definitely, um, maybe somebody will give me a mouse for Christmas. Did I freeze for y'all?
No.
It froze. Y'all are frozen to me. But I mean, you can just see y'all expression. Mr. Jones has the smiliest face, but it just didn't like me pulling up what I want to share. It's horrible. This is just horrible that it did this to us. There it goes. Okay, I'm gonna go back here. And I'm not even on Wi-Fi. I'm coming. At least I'm in motion now. this is going to catch y'all totally off guard, but it's very important, extremely important. All right, y'all gonna be like, this is not important. Yes, it is. Okay, so y'all know I watch this kind of TV all the time, court, crime, all this stuff. So as my great escape, if I want to escape, I want to relax, I gotta watch something like this. Did you all see where Young Thug's lawyer got arrested?
Oh
Did
God.
did y'all see this?
No.
Do y'all know who Young Thug is? Do you know about this trial? It's been going on like over a year. It's going to end up being America's longest trial ever.
I heard about it, JB, and I heard about the lawyer, and but I didn't read the story. I didn't want to read the story, but I heard about it. Yeah,
Why didn't you want to read the story?
I just don't want to read the bullshit. I don't want to see it.
This is very important. I'm glad that God got me to bring it to you, because when you're and this shows you, it makes me worry about everybody that's in jail, what this judge is doing to this young man. And in his lawyer's attempt to protect him using the law, the judge, who is black, is just not, I mean, just is not at least just following the law. So the prosecutor, and I think this kind of shows it, but just the prosecutor, the other people against him, like, he's defending the fact that he has a group, but all they do is music. But he grew up in gang life. So they're trying to prove that he is still a gang. And all of the witnesses that they have had so far have said, no, we're just a group of guys. We used to be in this gang by another name when we were little. All of them grew up together, but we don't do that anymore. We're we're over here making music because we all love music, and we gave it a different name because we want to do music. So a witness came on there for the prosecutor, and he said he's like one they gave a plea deal to if he'll testify. So he testified, and they started asking him questions, and he didn't feel comfortable with the questions, so he said, "I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth, whatever." So then, how you doing, Mr. Fleming? So then the after that, the judge and the prosecutor and that witness meet in the judge's chamber without telling this guy, and his team for Young Thug about the meeting. That's not proper behavior.
No, it's not.
You're not supposed to meet with a witness in the judge's chamber without at least telling them about it. But nobody told them about it. His lawyers, nobody, they didn't get invited. So this so what happens is this the judge, his lawyer says to the judge, did this happen? And the judge said, how do you know about that? He said, well, all I'm asking you is, did it happen? And the judge said, but how do you know about this? And the judge never says it happens, but he put him in contempt of court because his lawyer said, I never that this is not, you can't hold me in contempt for doing something to protect my client. And then he read the statute where it says that I don't have to tell you anything that I know that's going to help my client. I don't have to. It's against the rules. You know what I'm saying? It's like privilege. He read out the thing after the judge. The judge at first keeps cutting him off. They won't let him talk. Won't even let him tell, why, this I don't have to tell you how I know. We're just asking you, did it happen? And the judge was like livid. He even took a minute. He was so embarrassed, I guess, that he got caught doing that he had to walk out. He just walked out, said, let's take a break. The guy said, no, I don't need a break. I just need to know, did this happen? Because, and then that's why when I look down to what that girl who was a lawyer against that was defending the Trump side, she's a defense attorney, the white lady, had to defend him. So before the end of the day, they get back together. And that's why, like in this video, that lady came up, because this is like scenes of what happened all on like Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday. Monday, the guy came. Tuesday, this, happened. And then, so the judge said, I'm holding you in criminal contempt. And his lawyer said, well, can I, at least if I got to go to jail every weekend? No, this was admirable. I mean, he took it strong. Like, it is what it is. That can I be in the cell with my client so that we can get our job done, so I can defend him properly, because I can't be in jail and defend him. And the judge said, yeah, I'll work on that. He at first wanted to send him immediately, but this judge is his ego. It's like really scary. Like, let's just listen to a little bit of it. It's like, just when you're wrong, it's wrong, but you know where we are. You know where this is. Rita, where is this?
In Atlanta, of all places.
For contempt.
I'm so sick of it.
How did you get that information supposedly from my chambers? Did somebody tell you?
I'm not. You should have told me.
You got 5 minutes.
This happened after lawyer Brian Steele refused to tell the judge how he found out about a meeting between the judge, the prosecutor, and a state's witness. Steele's lawyer is here with what's next for him and Young Thug's trial. I'm Anjanette Levy, and this is Crime Fix. It was a crazy, wild day in court in Young Thug's trial. On Monday, it started with testimony from Kenneth Copeland, who goes by Little Woody. Copeland wasn't really into testifying, despite being given immunity by the prosecution. He spent the weekend in jail after refusing to testify on Friday. Copeland took the stand on Monday and let it be known that he wasn't going to do it.
And Mr. Copeland, good afternoon. Do you want to be here?
Ma'am,
Do you want to be here?
I'm here.
Okay. Well, are you going to let me ask you some questions?
Okay.
How old are you?
Grown.
Okay, what does grown mean?
I'm an adult.
Okay. And when you say you're an adult, what number in years are you?
I plead the fifth.
So after that, Brian Steele let the court know that he found out that Judge Ural Glanville, prosecutors, and Copeland with his lawyer met in chambers without members of the defense teams, including Steele, present.
That guy was there.
I was told, based upon information and belief, that when we arrived at 8:30, 9 o'clock today, he did not come into your courtroom until almost 11:30. And what I found out just recently, this is not waived, is that supposedly in chambers, this honorable court reporter at times, honorable court at times, district attorney or district attorneys from the DA's office, as well as
Look at her right there
investigators,
in the white coat.
sheriff deputies, Mr. Copeland and his counsel met together. None of the defense team, to my knowledge, was aware that this was going on.
He's chewing gum at work.
It was told, based upon information belief, that it was told to the district attorneys that Mr. Copeland intended to plead the Fifth Amendment.
Can I interrupt you just a second? I'm kind of disturbed because that's ex parte. All that was an ex parte conversation. How did you find out about any of that?
Now, this seems really unusual that a judge would be meeting in chambers with a state's witness and the prosecutor without a member of the defense team there. But Judge Glanville was furious that Steele found out about the meeting in chambers.
So I understand that you're upset towards me, but I don't know what I did.
Mr. Steele,
I'm
I
doing
still
what
want to
everybody
know,
should
how
do.
did you come upon this information? Who told you?
What I want to know is, why wasn't I there? Why,
Sir, I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who
I'm not-
tell me who this
I
information
don't
was
want to
come
be
from.
held in contempt.
Well,
I'm not
then,
answering that question. That's attorney-client privilege information. I am not answering.
attorney-client privilege,
That's
unless
the
you were in
way
my chambers,
an
that's the only way you can
attorney
figure out.
I
should
am-
I
protect
tell you what,
you.
I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me who
Whoever-
it is,
you
if
know
you
what
don't
I'm
tell
saying?
me who it is, I'm going to put you. I'm
Let me-
going
lawyer.
to put you
That's
in
what they're
contempt
supposed to do.
because that is not attorney-client privilege.
Attorney work product privilege. I am not.
How did you get that information supposedly
answer
from my chambers? Did somebody tell you?
I'm not. You should have told me.
You got 5 minutes.
Glanville actually ordered that Steele be thrown out of court for the day over Steele's objection and the objection of his co-counsel.
Well, I'm going to hold you in contempt And you can think about it. 5 o'clock today, we'll see where you are at that stand on that point.
24
Because
defense
no,
attorneys
that's not
came to
what
that
I
Fulton County
understand the rule
courthouse
to be.
to
I've
defend
not
that
asked
guy
you sum and substance of
for
what
looking
was
out for his
said.
customer. They
I
were
asked you
waiting.
how you
The judge
got
wouldn't
it.
let him in.
Can't do that.
Yes, you can, because I have an idea how you got it.
Well, your idea
I have
may
an
be
idea how
wrong.
you got it, but that's improper, sir.
Your idea may be wrong, and you're
Exactly.
asking me to listen.
He
I
thinks
told you the first
the
time.
judge thinks that he got it from that guy's lawyer still that didn't want to testify. You know what I'm saying? That he thinks that the lawyer told him about it, but he doesn't have to disclose that. Like, what does that matter? What does that matter? That's just crazy. It's like, catching somebody cheating on you and they're going about like how you find out. How you find out. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Can we go back to the fact that you're with another person? Like, no, I want to know. How you know? What you got? What you got? GPS? He accused them of like having recorders in his chambers and all this stuff. That's not the point. This is so major that they could lose. Again, Fulton County could, the case should be thrown out.
Right.
It
On
should be thrown
appeal.
out. It's that serious. Like the girl said today, one attorney, that this is reversible, meaning that if they keep moving forward, they can say, well, we're not even listening to it because that he can just say, you got to throw this case out. I'm not guilty because of this happening.
Right.
Them meeting behind my back.
Exactly.
He might. I think that judges there must be voted on. Is that true? They vote for judges.
They're elected.
Well, in the case of, I can say,
Like where
yes, they do. The
where
judges,
here they're hired in Richmond or appointed.
yeah.
Or like that.
These court judges are voted on, and then our girl Fonnie,
That's right.
yeah,
These are her
she won the
employees.
primary.
But you should have heard him talking about how unprofessional her office is. He was like, "This is the worst people. I love my job, and they make me hate my job. I don't even like to come into this courthouse." And she's over there chewing gum, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just nothing. And the judge is like blatantly on her side. I don't think the judge should like show like favoritism, to the people that also work for the government. Like, that's just silly. I mean, it is going on. I can't believe it's been going on for a year. No, he's gonna be going to jail every weekend. That's gonna be something. I don't know, but that's exactly a good example. Everybody who is in an issue should now say, "I want my lawyer to be like that," because that is exact. They need to be. I don't care if you're gonna hold me in contempt because I'm not gonna tell you that something's gonna hurt my client. Then you're just gonna have to put me in jail. That's what I'm saying about ethics. And the judge said, "This is unethical. It's unethical to know something and you win a case for your client."
I have a question.
Yes.
When you hold a lawyer in contempt, what does it mean exactly?
They have two types of contempt, I've learned. One is criminal and one is like civil, whatever. But he's saying that this is criminal because a judge is asking him for it. I guess if it was civil, it'd be like if we went in there and just started screaming and yelling, you know what I mean, or something, and then you go, "Get out." But because the judge is the one that wants to know where'd you get that information from, then he's saying it's criminal.
So when a judge holds a lawyer in contempt, can he put that lawyer in jail
He
for
did.
that?
Yeah.
He
Oh,
put
he
him
did.
Yes, that's the
Oh,
point.
okay.
Put him in
Okay.
jail. Yeah. And then he said, but you have 20 days. And he said, and it starts this Friday. And then he said, matter of fact, you can do 10 weekends in a row. So it has to do like go in Friday at 7, come out Saturday at 7. And that's when he said, well, can I at least stay with my customer, my client? Because he's in there too, where he should be out on bail. It's not right. When it first started, that's the first time, y'all probably don't remember when I said that and I don't understand why they keep referring to him in a legal case as Young Thug when he has a real name. Like, I looked up his legal name. That's not his legal name. So um I'm gonna refer to it. His last name is Williams, you know. Um but I think they do it as like clickbait because everything on YouTube, you know what I mean, will say um name. I'm just with name, but his last name is Williams. So Jeffrey Lamar. So Jeffrey Williams is held in jail. They offered him no bail for because it was they considered RICO charges. But Trump's charges are also RICO. But but she gave all of them right to probation. So his father was like, why can't my son, you know, at least get the offer, you know, of bail? Of it, you know, so they have the same charges. You know, that's what I'm saying. So we have to look at it. You know, like even though we don't want to see it, and you're like, "Ah, I'm so tired of this, you know, happening to us. Like, I think, you know, that we have to look at all of the yeah, Fonnie won the primary, you know, but
The Democratic side.
that's one. Yeah. She'll probably win. That's why I was saying that she should let that man keep his job because she knew that she was going to, you know, win to be reelected in a couple of months. So he's out of work, out of $700,000. They only said one of y'all got to go. He could have just gone, and she would have got more votes off that because she could have got more drama. I'll go, but I'm going to come back and fight for the people. But you know, they didn't think through that much. That I make this, he makes that. Look, you know what? I'll go. And I guess he knew that the next boss was not going to pay him that much. That's what he was like, well, you might as well go because ain't nobody else going to pay me that much. So you will be paid just like everybody else, which was like 500,000 less. So it's definitely, that is definitely, you know, interesting. I also thought was interesting is the modest presentation of the people who have been witnesses, you know, on his trial. Like they don't, they're not coming in like blinging and stuff like that. You know, it's just really humble as far as like, what we're talking about as far as like fake rich, you know, and, well, at the same time, like I'm sure, especially all of them that have made, you know, money in music, they, you know, they could choose to like flex and they're not. And you know, I think that's good. Or they might be flexing, but it's just a different flex in another generation. So flex for me looks different. Like, cause you know, that generation can flex with having like all their teeth gold. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it doesn't impress me, but you know, it could be $100,000 in their mouth. You know, so I can't even imagine how much it costs to get a whole mouthful of diamonds and gold. You know, so, but if they, you know, paid for it and it's not financed, you know, and there's no payment plan on their mouth, then it might, you know, indeed not be stressing them out. And if they, and, you know, and in many cases, you will see, you know, that people who just are traditional people who just go to work and make money, they're not so quick to try to finance everything. No, and I think that a lot of that is what has helped Afroeconomics be able to make such a big impact because, you know, God brought to me clients that were what would be seen as average looking. They never were flexing, but they knew that they were going to be millionaires because of what we were doing. I set up their allocation. they would, allow me to help them set up that 401k, get that thing straight, and but nobody would think, oh, oh, there they go. Like, you know, all of us, we're not like up here flexing, like, you know what I'm saying? But obviously, we're doing something. And then, so I think that and I know y'all, I hope you saw the example I was sharing about the Wall Street Journal article of Joe Franklin, who was a white lady who, after she went through a divorce and everything, she lost all of her money, and she fortunately received a little bit when her father died. And I say a little bit in that it was like 400,000, according to reports. So to a lot of people, that's a lot, but it wasn't enough for her. And she ended up like just living in a parking deck. And so in January, they, ran that Wall Street Journal article, to tell about it. And then eventually, someone found her family because she was pretty famous. Like she had done a documentary on Palestine, and which now I really feel like it'd be interesting to see her documentary come back. And they would ask her like, "Why did you write that?" Or "Why'd you do a documentary about Palestinians?" And she said, "Because there's just not a lot of information on that perspective." And then you have to wonder, like, did her taking that angle actually, end up harming her?
Probably did.
Because it and it was, the Wall Street Journal didn't like really report on that, like, but as she was under more and more stress, and she got out of the marriage, and then she just started making like irrational decisions. Like she wrote a $2 million check one time, and she wrote it to this to her alma mater, like University of Florida or some, wrote it to them for a fundraiser, and then they cashed the check before the event, and then they found out that the check was no good. And then like they didn't she didn't show up, like she didn't go, and I think they canceled the event. It was going to be a big fundraiser, but she would go into the Starbucks every day and just talk about how well she was doing and everything. And somehow like they just figured out that this lady has nowhere to live. No, so she wouldn't take anything from anybody else. No, she didn't ask anybody for any money. And so they had her brother, because their family, she came from a wealthy family, and her brother started paying somebody that was at that Starbucks to get an apartment, and then fake like they needed her to house sit at that apartment. And then that's where she died from heart failure. And I think it's also interesting that she died from heart failure. Because just the disappointment, as I did on one of our Sunday mornings about, that a broken heart is real, and it does damage to your heart.
Yes, it does. It does indeed.
She had children. Her children wouldn't talk to her. No. It was, just, I think she was, but it makes you wonder when I saw it, and I said, you wonder how many people that we know are like that, or we don't know, or people that we walk past every day, and because I've never met a person on the street that didn't have a story to tell. Isn't it true?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And they, if they'll share the story with me, but it's always interesting, the story. And they're never like asking you for anything, the people with a really powerful story. They just are doing something like picking up cans. One man I was talking to, he was picking up cans and he was, talking about how he used to fix motorcycles and, all this stuff. And but I think that the stress of, like, if 68% of homeowners right now are stressing out, at least, because it's not like the survey went to the Black community to get those numbers. So if those are white numbers, then imagine the percentage of homeowners in the Black neighborhood stressing. And then the NIH study says, growing evidence reveals that financial strains and worries play significant roles in mental health. And this one goes all the way up to 2023. And you go, several studies have focused mainly on objective indicators, the negative association between poverty and mental health. Meaning, that and poverty and mental health outcomes is well established in public health. In addition to poverty, financial debt and loans are significantly associated with increased psychological distress and poor mental health status. Only a few studies have examined the influences of individuals' subjective appraisals of their financial situation on their psychological distress, despite their greater significance on mental health outcomes than the objective measures of debt. I don't know what they mean by it. But the study focuses on financial worries, which are emotional responses.
Light on.
Or emotional responses or perspectives of economic hardship. Nobody who says light on has financial hardship. Okay?
Stop it.
Alexa's up. Oh my goodness. My Alexa just will not work.
I'm sorry. I can't get my lights on unless I ask Alexa.
Look.
I'm sorry.
Lights on. I know. That'd be funny. That'd be funny if lights on, my lights were on that too.
I'm sorry.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. You flexing though. I think she's flexing, Weeda. What you think? That was a flex. Like
Okay,
fun.
wait.
No,
I'm
my
gonna see.
phone's about to die. I have to come, and my bedroom's a mess because I'm doing it over again. I'm sorry, everyone.
You're sorry. Just sorry. It's all right. Exactly. But it is. Isn't that funny? Like little things that we might do that are flex that you never think it's a flex. Like you be like, oh gosh, I wonder if the stock market is down today. You know what I'm saying? That's what Weeda. That's what Weeda does. You know what I'm saying? Let me call my advisor.
No, really.
Oh my goodness, it's only up 13%. You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that true? Like, and it's like somebody else is like listening, and they're like, Lord, I can't even pay my credit card. And,
Oh, come on. Jay, you know me.
You don't know. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know that these are times when you're flexing, but you don't even know you're flexing.
Jay,
but
know
you
me.
flex all the time, though. Your life is a flex.
Jay,
Jenny's
you know me. You know
Jenny,
I'm not like that.
Y'all know
you
Jenny's
me.
like, oh, Lord. Jenny, if there ever was a flex, you are a flex. That's all right.
You know me, Jay.
You are a flex. But that's only because you were in entertainment. You're an entertainer. You did that forever. If someone,
No,
if you started like that, if you started like just coming out the house, we'd all get married. We'd all get worried. We'd just be worried. Like, what is wrong with Jenny? I mean, literally, like there are certain things. Like I knew, like this one client of mine, and in her 50s, she started getting early onset dementia. And one sign for me was she stopped getting her nails done. And I was like, girl, when you get your nails done, you know what I'm saying? And she said, oh, I don't do that. I don't, and I was like, looking at her husband, and I was like, she loves to get her nails done. Like, but once she stopped, remembering that she loved to get her nails done, he stopped doing it. And I knew that, like, with my father, because he liked his hair colored, and when after he had a stroke, like my mother stopped coloring his hair, and it didn't bother him. And I said, yeah, his dad's changing. But but you like, that's what we have to do, for people that are, just in our life that might be living alone or something, and they could be faking, because a big, sign is like some people just forget to eat. They stop eating. She lost a whole bunch of weight. Like they can't remember if they didn't eat or not, or they think they did, but they didn't. It's amazing. And these things can be exaggerated by the financial worries. That over year after year after year after year, what I'm saying? So after of financial stress, we don't realize that that is not the state of mind that you are supposed to be in. It is deteriorating your health mentally and physically. How we, those of us that, have, just been through a lot over a long period of time, we have to thank God for a sound mind.
Oh, yes.
Because we don't realize, that stress, as the study says, like financial stress hurts your body. Like, I'm gonna teach something for the body. Like it's connected to heart disease and, especially heart disease. And then when it said that she died from heart failure, I was like, oh, wow. The financial worries and psychological distress among U.S. adults, a 2018 National Health Interview Survey. So if you look this up, look it up as that 2018 National Survey. That's another one, but this one goes up, and I guess they keep like updating it, because this one goes up to, it's now up to 2023. But it must have started with that 2018. And then I'm going to say the significant association between financial worries and psychological distress reported in 2 studies that use nationally representative sample of U.S. adults for the NIH study. And this one was that was up to 2020. They were doing another one. Both studies assessed financial, psychological distress and financial worries using questions to measure concern about specific types of financial difficulties: healthcare expenses, housing costs, monthly bills, standard cost of living, retirement contributions, paying for college tuition. Ask him about it. And all of them, discovered that it is, impactful on their psychological mental health. And this week, it was approved that the credit companies can no longer put medical debt on your credit report.
Really?
Yeah.
That's going to help a lot. For people understand, like you're already sick, that's pretty sad, isn't it? Like, you're sick, and then you're sitting there, and then this makes you even more worried because, You're worried about how you can't pay that bill for that lab work that they told you to do. It's crazy how much, you know, if you get, sick and just going to do all of the things that they told you to do to investigate if you're sick with copays and stuff. They give you $1,000 to go get a CAT scan or something, and you need the CAT scan. What is the insurance for then? That's how. That's. All right, that client and her son had an asthma attack, and he told his girlfriend, "Nah, I'm gonna have to try to make it through this because I don't want to pay for that ambulance again. I don't want to, pay for to go in the hospital." And that's how. And he died. It could have, sometimes it's not. Sometimes you think it's, especially back then, that was kind of like during COVID time. It could have been COVID, like there's some, people that, but I can imagine that probably happens a lot. Like, people are just like, I don't want to pay the copay, I don't want to go. Like, and so they have to just, figure out some other way to get around it. That's really sad. That how long medical bills have destroyed people's credit is even sadder.
Hey, JB, did you not know that VCU was taking people to court some years ago? Because
they still gonna be taking them to court. They just can't put it on their credit report, but they still, they can still go to court and win if they say they get the judgment on them. They
really?
just won't put it. They can't put it on if it's medical related. They can't put it on the credit report.
Oh, okay. So they can still take them to court.
Okay. Oh yeah. You ain't say that.
Okay.
They're going to collect, but a lot of times the only reason that they get to collect is because people are trying to protect their credit. You know what I'm saying? So they know that that's a major encouragement for people to worry about paying it because of what it does to their credit score.
Oh, okay. Wow.
You better take it off too. Whoever's got, that's really sad. And the doctors like just turn it over to the collection companies, and the collection companies just, so that's what they're going to try to do. So people have to be aware of that when they turn it over to a collection company, they might try to say it's not a medical debt. You know what I'm saying? They can change the coding on it.
Oh, and still put it on there anyway?
Exactly. So people are going to have to be smart enough to check their credit, you know what I'm saying, and make sure the medical debt is all, because it's not going to say MCV. It's going to say Bob Jones, law firm. Something.
Okay. Wow.
But it's supposed to be coded as medical, so it's not on there. And then, like this move will be great for collection companies because they're gonna get all the medical collect. All they'll do is just try to call people, just run them crazy by calling. They'll try to figure out some other way.
They will.
I know. It's really sad when you think about it, but we have to start protecting ourselves, and that's why I feel like Afroeconomics is just so powerful, especially like our Friday morning meetings, when we're just doing the exchanges, that is so important for us to just ask questions like that, and take time, as in they were doing an article on that guy Mungus, Warren Buffett's good friend, Charlie Mungus, I think his name, and then he was saying like the one key thing that he realized that was like vital for people who want to become wealthy is that they always have to be about taking care of their finances. And that's why, like, even though members don't realize it, you are statistical anomalies. Like if it says like, oh, the average person in America doesn't even have $1,200 that they can access, you know what I'm saying? Our members aren't like that. Our average member has way more than that. But that means that we're, that we're well above not just the Black average, but the national average, and mostly because we have an accountability partner, to each other. We're accountable to each other. You have like in the back of your mind, if you're going to do something crazy, you go, well, nah, I don't even want to have to talk to JB about that. I'm just not going to do it. It's not ready. I'm not going to do it. No, if you're doing something, just having, that. So, because I feel that it's important. That's why our health is the 10th principle, because so many of us don't realize that health and wealth connection. No, and we need to have like really healthy babies. Like we need to have young people who are really thinking about these things. Because if our children, the young people, are not getting the nutritional support, it's opening them up to all of, to being weaker and more apt to get stressed out over things so much easier, act out in school, be angry, and a lot of it is nutrition, health connected. So if they're not getting the proper health, then their brain is not developing. Then we have a problem forever, because then when the brain is fully developed, they didn't get the nutrition to be all that they could be. So they could be everything. I was like, thinking about the other day, they were talking about Jaylen Brown, the basketball player. And they were like, oh my goodness, he's a genius, And I was like, I don't know, Mr. Barton's son speaks a couple languages too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, they are really impressed. I mean, and he didn't finish undergrad. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I
But
don't.
he's got a $300 million contract.
I don't know what they know about the ability of Black men. You know what I'm saying? Like the Black men, like he's getting that attention. But if you're that amazed, you know what I'm saying, about him, that he's intelligent, like they're saying that he's so intelligent, then it's like, wow, I have seen two different interviews. LeBron got no college. Jaylen got college, and his mother is a PhD. That Jaylen Brown, his use of the English language is far lower than that of LeBron James. There is absolutely no indication that LeBron James, is not as intelligent as Jaylen Brown at all. But Jaylen will use stuff like this little lists and things that probably make his mother scream. Like, what in the world? What are you talking about? I was like, he did not just say that. And they were talking about that. Now, granted, I think like all of that is true, but I'm just saying that if I'm gonna be amazed, he is not a standout. I am everything that I should be. I came up in a household, parents that met in college. My father was a PhD. You know what I'm saying? I am not no type of like, you know what I'm saying? I'm what I'm supposed to be doing. But Jaylen Brown is doing what he should be doing. His mom probably was more interested in him finishing college than becoming what he is. Like, she was like, you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of environment we came up in. So to address our intellectual part, like, you know what I'm saying? For people like that's a given. I'm supposed to be smart. Now, me being athletic, you know what I'm saying? Now that's the challenge. Now that's the surprise. That is the surprise, as with LeBron being extremely, like intelligent, in my opinion. He's the genius. He is the genius as well. Because they both can be genius, but it's just like I have never, ever, 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 ever heard a black or white reporter say LeBron James is a genius? They were looking at the other day, that guy, the light skin, sorry to say yellow, but the light skin one that like plays like he's against LeBron a lot. He's shorter, and his Curry.
Steph Curry.
They were looking at LeBron's GPA in high school and Steph Curry's GPA. Who do you think had the highest GPA? Now, one, like Steph Curry's father, they were millionaires, right?
Right.
Which one do you think had the highest GPA in high school?
I would assume
LeBron.
Steph Curry.
I know. We would assume Steph Curry. Exactly. LeBron had it. LeBron's was, before he knew he was going into the NBA, his GPA at a private school, 3.5, with a mother that had him at 15 years old. That's a statistical anomaly.
Wow.
Steph was like 2.5. That's amazing, isn't it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the things that people take for granted. What the difference is, what LeBron had motivation. He's like, I got to do this for everybody, and I'm going to get it done. Like I tell people about, I had to get out of high school because, like, you know, my parents never said like, oh, I can't wait till you come back. You know what I'm saying? It was, when you going, you go. And I've never been back since I was in high school. You go one direction, out that door. I didn't even get home for summer camp. Out. When I was in high school, my mother said, I can't wait till you graduate, because I was the last of 4. I can't wait till you graduate. I was like, all right. Then I get to school, calling me all the time. I was like, why is this woman calling me all the time? Why are you calling me all the time? You wanted me to leave. I'm gone. Why don't you call home? Isn't that funny? I should have said it. She would have been like, you wait till, you better wait, because I'm about to slap this hand all the way across the state of Virginia. University of Virginia is about to see my big hand come and smack your head. She would have. She used to call every Sunday. I'd be like, this is the same one that was waiting for me. She probably was crying. I should have asked my dad, was she crying when I left? She was already crying. Oh, my baby's gone. Oh, my baby, you know. But she used to tell me, don't ever let Aziza see you cry. Don't let her see you cry. I said, well, Mom, I might as well forget that. She has seen me cry. Exactly. But I don't know if I ever saw my mother cry. Maybe at my grandmother's funeral, that would be about it. I don't even think she cried at my father's funeral. But you know, like, we do what we gotta do to keep moving forward. That's my point. Like, you know, and then her whole, like, her mind, like her mental health, like I never, ever remember her growing up saying, I don't feel good today. I don't feel like getting dressed. Every day she was like Jenny Jones, flexing, get up, high heels, do the hair. I got my stuff together. I'm the president's wife. I'm ready. Like, she was born for that. You know what I'm saying? You know how something happened in your life and you be like, I was born for this. My dad became president of a college. She was like, I was born for this. Yes. Where are we going this weekend? And they started going to parties and dressing up, and she was always ready. That's good. That was it. That was Jenny. That is you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Y'all ready.
Because I was Eddie Jones' wife.
Exactly. The guy on the bass. Did he play bass or the guitar? He played the lead.
Lead.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. Oh, you Eddie's wife? Oh, we knew that. Eddie put you over there in the corner. Yeah, boy. It must feel good.
He didn't put me in no corner, girl.
Yes, he did. He put you right over there in the corner, right over there.
No, not Jenny. Jenny was not in the corner.
He put you in the middle?
Right beside him.
Oh, right. You can't get on stage. You're on stage. I'm right on stage with him. I was on stage with him. Okay, let's just play along. Eddie was like, I'm gonna put you right over here on the side of me. Not on the side of the audience, baby. You on the side of me. Good for him. He was good. He knew what to say. This is not the side. This is not the side of the audience. You on the side with me. I'm gonna be over here standing. You're gonna be right there. That's so sweet. That is so sweet. But but there are certain things that we do that just create stress. And like that we really need to think about. Like, what things do we do that create stress? I think in my home life, like when my mother started becoming more independent and buying her own car and stuff like that, I think it created stress for them, because ultimately, like sometimes she would want to work and sometimes she wouldn't. So it wasn't, it was a new bill, it was a bill for my dad. Like, but at that particular time when she would get it, she'd want to pay it. But it's, so these things like that we do, like we have to kind of, connect, like, what type of stress. I remember, when I was really young and married, and I went one day and I went to the car dealership and I just got a car. And I probably now in hindsight, I probably got that from my mother. You know what I'm saying? So I just went and I got a car. And I remember bringing it home and he said, "Oh, so you got an SUV." Like he had an SUV. Now I got an SUV. I'm telling you, it did not make any, like, to me, Mr. Barden, I never thought I did something stupid. I really thought I was just like, I literally thought this man's gonna be really excited that we both have SUVs. I didn't involve him at all. Not come look at the car, nothing. It just
Never crossed your mind.
never crossed my mind to consider this person in my decision to buy this. I think it was a Ford Bronco before OJ. That was the cutest car. It was white too. It was white and black. I was like, this Bronco is hot. I love this Bronco. That's Ford Bronco. Like, and I think he had like an Isuzu something. So like his was bigger, but it still was two SUVs. So when we broke up, because he was sick of me, he got a Lexus coupe. I remember he got this little Lexus coupe. Because one day we were both going down the street. This is crazy. And I never ever saw him again in life, really. Like I'm in there and I see him like he's down there. You know what I mean? In that new Lexus coupe when it came out. And I know he was probably like, so glad I got my Lexus coupe. But I had no idea because I didn't ask. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I'm sure in hindsight, like just he wasn't a good communicator, but I'm just like trying to figure out like, when we do things, like how we do stuff. But if he had said, because he was substantially older than me. So if he could have said like, "Babe, let's not buy things like this." You know what I'm saying? I would have probably cried and tried to return the car. You know what I mean? I really just didn't think I had done it. I really thought it was exciting that I had done that. And then, but David said like, "Oh," and the communication financially is very, very, very important. Isn't it? Like that will cut out a lot of stress.
But
A lot of
JB,
stress. Yes.
older men don't communicate with you, because I was married to an older man. He bought me everything what he wanted me to have.
Yeah.
Not what I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah,
Everything is what he
at
wanted
least
me
that
to
older
have.
man knows he never bought me nothing. He ain't never bought me
He
nothing.
bought me everything. I owned everything.
It was
What
like,
he wanted me to have.
right?
Oh, Jenny, take this car.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah. Isn't that true?
Oh yeah. I had.
I'm saying it's true, but I can't. I'm not saying that in any way to say that I've ever experienced it, but I can imagine.
Oh yeah.
I would be so frustrated if somebody came right now and tried to buy me something. I would say, "Are you crazy? Don't you buy me that.
Oh no,
Are
he
you
bought
crazy?
me everything.
I don't want that.
I've
Zach. And
owned
that's
every
something though, the stuff
Mercedes you
we
could.
complain about. The stuff we complain about.
Oh, I didn't complain. I
Yes,
took
you
it, but
are.
I wasn't happy with it.
She wasn't happy with it.
No, because it's not what I wanted.
I love it. You know you good. This girl is good. She said, I didn't complain, I just wasn't happy with it.
Yeah.
That was very good. That was very good. But but that is, I'm telling you, for a lot of people, they would be delighted that somebody will buy them something.
Right.
I'm telling you, if somebody bought me some, even him, like if he had got me, I don't know why I switched that, why I got that car. But if he had bought me something, I would have wrote in whatever he said.
Well, I
Whatever I
did.
got, I
But
would
I
have been
did.
so
I
excited. I would have put a
did.
sign
I
up. My
did.
man bought me this car. You'd have been like, why that lady got that sign? Like, my man bought me this car.
JB, I did accept it, but I
Yeah,
would.
I
But
know what you're
sometimes you
saying.
want something what you want.
I know that's right. And that's when he's like Mr. Barton and Kenneth, Dr. Jones, and everybody can't have a Reverend Bozeman and y'all, like, have men like this.
Let me say this. You notice how quiet we all were? Did you notice that?
Look,
We were
look,
all quiet.
but what were you thinking? Like, Lord, she's lucky he bought her that. Is that what you were thinking? Tell the
I'm
truth.
thinking. I'm thinking. I'm looking at the goddamn game.
Mm.
But excuse me.
Y'all so bad.
But excuse
That's
me,
so
I was
bad.
grateful, but I didn't say I was grateful, and he knew I
Yeah,
was grateful. But
that's so
sometimes in
good.
life, you want what you want.
I know. All the time in life, you want what you want.
No, sometimes you want what you want.
No, you always want what you want. It's just
I'm
brave,
still,
y'all.
guess what? And I'm
Mhm.
still driving what he bought me, and I'm thankful to God. I lay my hands on it sometime and pray for it.
No, but you picked that out. And I know what you mean. But you got to pick it out. But I was referring to that yesterday. I was saying that um sometimes people do that. They get people what they want them to have. And
Yeah.
I kind of did that. I went out and got an SUV. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. Like, and I thought that it was going to be a good thing. I really thought he was going to be excited about it. And it was like this. And when he wanted a Lexus coupe, and then, but I think that in order to work, like for to have a successful marriage, like you did, you gotta kind of accept, like, you know what I'm saying, like what the generosity. I mean, and I hate to say this, and I'm gonna say it though, but be grateful.
Oh,
You know.
my marriage worked because of me. I made it work.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes,
really?
Jenny did. I
It
made
take,
it work.
it take. Look, the famous words. It takes two to make the thing go right. Like
No,
it's a.
no,
It
Jenny
definitely.
made it work.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you feel like that, but I'm telling you, your man did too.
But no. Yeah, he did too. But do you know this? Do you know the how you know how to play chess, right?
I don't.
Okay, you know who leads the chessboard?
I've been
The
told the
queen.
queen. Yes, I've been told.
Okay,
Yes,
I made
yeah,
it work.
yes, yes. And then, but I don't know. I just really think it's bad that you men won't help us, because I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I
Won't
don't
help you
know.
what?
I've never had a successful marriage, so y'all can tell. But I just think that financially, finances is a big part of a successful marriage.
Yeah.
Finances,
Good.
and not having to stress over the finances, and it shouldn't have to be like. And I never felt, thank God, I never felt like, well, this is my money and you ain't helping me with the statement, with the payment, so you should like it. You know what I'm saying? I never felt like that. It probably presented that way because he couldn't say, well, no, you shouldn't have got that, because I'd rather us put your money towards, you know what I'm saying, this. But um it was never said. And then I think a lot of times people go through divorces like he did with us, and he could have saved it. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't need, he should have tried to communicate, because a lot of it was, I was very practical and he was very like, I'm going to spend money. I'm going to do this. Like he would want to go on a vacation with a credit card and I would go, let's not do that. Like, let's just wait, let's save up. Like, and those things are just in my nature. And it's not like I'm trying to tell you what to do. But a lot of like, I don't want this was because I was always saying, you know what I mean? I always thought I was doing, but honestly, if I had, he would have brought me, he would have taken me all the way to broke. You know what I'm saying? He ended up going out of business.
Wow.
And everything that I was saying was to help him stay in business. You know what I'm saying? So the it does, I think in hindsight, he probably realizes like, wow, she's still in business. You know what I'm saying? Like I should have listened, but the amount of sacrifice that I have had to go through to stay in business is rare. Like most people aren't willing to do that. And most people that are entrepreneurs like he was don't have a spouse who is willing to do it.
True.
I was like, we don't need that. We ain't got to do that. We're going to be good. You know what I mean? This and this and that. Like, and I think it can work, but you both got to kind of get it. Like if you keep doing, because his credit was messed up, my credit was great. So it was like, how did I get here? That's what he should have been asking. You know what I'm saying? I'm way older than this girl and her credit, you know what I'm saying, is good. Why am I, allowing this, you know what I mean, to continue to happen and happen? So it's like, definitely, I think that communication will reduce the amount of debt. But when you're at two different places, financially or, mentally about finances. And I think that ends up being a problem for a lot of marriages, and it leads to a lot of health problems.
I think you're absolutely correct. The thing is that when we're dating, we're so caught up in the superficial
That's
piece
right.
dating.
That's right. Y'all look good together. Both
Yeah,
y'all got that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right. We want to go to the festival, had a good time, we had the club, whatever,
That's
whatever it is,
right. That's right. That's
beach,
right.
beachfront property. And that's good. But then what's the strategy for this particular lifestyle?
That's right.
And, before I married my wife, I dated some other women and we just didn't connect on that level.
That's right.
The superficial was fine, but when you move to that next level,
amen,
now it's like, well, it'll be all right. I make a good income, and I'm like, okay,
yep,
that's good.
Yep.
Yep. And, so until
our credit was probably messed up. Like I have some members, they won't take a woman seriously if she doesn't have good credit.
That's a good point.
I know
That's a very good point.
He will not. I mean, I know a lot of our members are like that.
Yeah.
They're like, she's in credit. And then like one member was telling me that he was like, I really don't care if a woman got a master's or a doctorate or whatever. I just don't want her to have all them school loans. Mr. Education, right? I know. I was like, I can't believe that. You know what I mean? Brother said that. But a lot of women have to realize that you're just going deeper and deeper and deeper. You know what I'm saying? And they're on a salary. So they're not in a position, you know what I'm saying, to really recoup. And it's, will you, after you get that, like, will you be able to make enough? That's why we got to do it early enough. You got to get into that career early enough, get that degree early enough, so that you can get that paid down or get your employer to pay for it. Talk to Mr. Barden about scholarships and grants and everything, just get out there, and
oh, wow.
let me know it's a goal, and I'll get you connected with Mr. Barden and, get it together. But it's, but it is real. It's if you want a high net worth, brother, you know what I'm saying? Then those are the type of things that he's going to be looking at. And we tend to think, well, why should he be looking at my money at all if he got all that? But that's not how they see it. The majority see what you and me could do together.
Wow, that is so true. That sounds like my daughter and my son-in-law, right?
What they can do together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing amazing together.
And that means you got to have somebody both sides with
Yeah,
good, if you're trying to finance something, you got to have good credit, both of you.
absolutely.
But like you said, like I wasn't taught on that.
No,
I wasn't taught on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing, marrying an older man, you know what I mean, with bad credit, or any man with bad credit? I
absolutely.
think every relationship I had, like they probably have. I don't know. I don't want to say nothing. They be trying to sue me or something. I was like, don't nobody know you.
Well, I was very fortunate. Eddie was an amazing man. He was so willing to work with me. So,
That's not a good sign. She said, "Work with me." I love it.
no, he was. I'm not talking about his credit. His credit wasn't bad.
That's good. No, you
But
said work with
we
you.
made good decisions together.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, we
That's
made
what
good
we're. That's
decisions
what we're
together.
talking.
He was
Yeah,
not, yeah.
that's right. That's right. And I want you all to know, all men, that once you pass away, you're perfect. All men are perfect when they pass.
Girl, he was a long way from being perfect.
Yeah, right. And you keep your man right there perfect. But isn't
He
it true?
was he was a long way from being
All
perfect. There's
women
no
are
perfect man
perfect.
out
Everybody's
here.
perfect. It's when they die, you go into perfection zone. But
Listen, there's no
uh-huh.
perfect man out here. Do you know a perfect one?
Eddie,
Eddie was not perfect. Are you kidding?
he can be perfect because he's passed away.
Listen, I was married twice. Neither one of them was perfect.
Oh my goodness. They're both perfect. When you pass away, we're all perfect, okay?
No, you can't fool
Exactly.
me on
Yes.
that.
If ever there was a perfection, it's death. You've reached the highest level of perfection at death. So
No, you can't
all of
tell
us,
me that.
none of us have to worry about anything. That's right. Exactly. We might not be perfect here on earth, but we are going to be perfect in the afterlife. Can I get an amen for everybody?
Not for me, you
That's
can't.
right. Exactly. See, but that's okay. We'll still let you in.
You
We'll
can't
let you
get that
in
from me.
because we're going to need some singers with us. We need some people who know how to sing. So before I let y'all go, I want you to just, think about anything that is financially stressing you and what you need to do, or what steps I can take to help you handle them better. Because just allowing something to just sit out there, is not our healthy approach. Sometimes just taking action and doing things will allow you to relax and move forward with your life. So we have to just know that there is absolutely nothing that you could do um, that could like Mr. Jefferson drop hints about what? There's nothing that you can do or say. He said, I'll drop hints. No, I did not. Somebody probably thinks so, They might think they're but that nothing like sometimes people don't get help with the situation because they feel like they're the only person in that situation. Know that you're not. There's nothing, extreme or too big or whatever for us to address or handle. I've been doing this a long time and we can work through it together like that orange juice in that glass. That's right. It looks beautiful. I hope it's cold.
It is. Orange and pineapple mixed together.
You can actually
Right?
see us, JB.
Huh?
You can actually see us because everybody looks so small.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because you're using something small, but
Okay.
I have this big
Okay.
screen. So Bloomberg report says that more than 34 million US citizens are living beyond their means. And that's where the term fake rich came from. In 2024, CNBC stated that 51% of the affluent millennials believe that people think they are wealthier than they are. That's what they said. But yeah, I'm just faking it. And that the 2024 Yahoo Finance article said that 34% of affluent millennials sometimes lie or exaggerate about their income, their savings, or spending to appear financially successful. So that just means that young people are imitating the behavior that they've seen. Like they didn't think of that on their own, right?
I just had this
Right.
conversation today early with someone that Facebook is the biggest lie out there
Mm,
because everybody's always pretending that they're doing so good by putting their pictures up
mm, that's
and
right.
putting their vacation up and come home and struggling after vacation.
Exactly. And some things that you don't, want to do is do that. Try to, um don't don't spend more than you're actually making. No, if you have a credit card balance, if you have a car loan, if you have a house loan, you're already spending more than you're making. No. So we want to start like, just real.
Are you freezing?
JB, can
Are
you
you
hear
That
me?
baby?
somebody turn off their mic. I love it. I was so used to
You're
hearing the mic all the
Because
time.
you're
Yeah,
freezing.
But
you were singing out. I mean, you were
you're
flexing
on a
out.
I was
delay.
frozen.
You're on a delay, JB.
I,
You're on a delay. Yeah, you was frozen and on a delay. You was on a delay.
I'm gonna try. Oh, look at my eyes. Wait a minute. Lower. I'm gonna try to.
You
Oh my
blanking out.
God. Who in the world has eyes that big?
Yeah.
My eyes are big. I'm like, so it was like when it's stuck. I don't know if I have too much stuff open at one time. No, but I had so many windows open that I think it got mad. You know, I have like 20 windows up across the top and then sharing. But then I think I put down the one I was sharing. I think, I don't know. No, I still have that court thing up, and that takes a lot of bandwidth too. But I think we learned a lot of things tonight. I hope
Yes, we have.
that I'm here to help, that financial stress is a big problem for the majority of Americans on every level. People with a lot of money, people with not so much money, and you think, oh, they have so much money, they're not stressing out, yeah. So, if you're stressing and you want to try to get it, back, like get a control over it, like, definitely make sure you reach out. No, and the and catch up on that case. We're looking at the I don't want to call it Mr. Williams case. He's like, my name is Young Thug, and I don't have no problem with that. You can call me that because I get more clicks. But they're putting that, everybody else, they're using it as clickbait for their channel. But I hope like that I hope that we get it together. But I do think it's interesting that the judicial system is the way it is. I just think that we all need to get a better understanding that a lot of what it happens to us in life and in court, especially, is about money. It's about money. Those who don't have as much money, they're much more likely to be convicted. A big issue with why there's so many Black people in jail today is because we don't have the money to properly defend ourselves. You have no idea how much money that brother is spending. on that court case. If he ever had any, they're going to make sure he doesn't have none, even if he's found innocent. I've seen, people just financially devastated by the court cases, and they were innocent. One brother I know, somebody broke into his house, didn't know he was there. He woke up, he shot him, but they ran out. They lived. And they said, "Oh, I was going in there. Trying to do a drug deal." That's what they told the police. So he was caught up in there, and he was in like corrections and everything. So he was caught up in that case for 2 years trying to prove his own innocence. Somebody came in his house.
Well, JB, how is that not self-defense though?
And it would have been if he had killed him, and that's something. But the fact that he let him live is the reason he had to go to court. Because when you let somebody live, they can say anything, and that's sad. But in the concealed weapons or in a weapons class, the first thing they'll tell you is if you shoot somebody, you better shoot them to kill them.
Whoa!
Especially if they come in your house, and that's the truth. Then but the fact that he got to run down the street, do all that, did all of that, like.
But you don't want to live with that for the rest of your life.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because he would have killed you. If they're in your house, it's you or them. Then it's self-defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't play with that. They came in your house. Yeah, don't play. That's what, king, but that's what they teach you in class. I don't know what's wrong with them. What's wrong with y'all gun owners?
Some of us just, I don't know. We don't take it.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you. Well, she knew I didn't say a lie. Look. We did like they better stay out of my house. I know that. Look,
For real.
You come in here, see what happened. Oh my goodness. I mean, what can we have to assume exactly? Well, we have to assume they break in your house, they come in, that they're coming in to harm you.
Absolutely.
We didn't get the story. I don't know. Now, when these idiots are going into somebody else's house and shooting them, that's it. Oh, I thought this was my house. Who goes, you know what I'm saying? Who goes in their house ready to kill somebody sitting in their house watching TV? That's sad. Yes, indeed. Exactly. Roz, me and you got to talk so I can get to know you. She got a lot to say, but I don't know who that is. But call me sometime. Roz, like, you know who I am? I don't. Just like exactly how you doing, Takata? You got to call the host so I know. Like, Exactly.
You mean you let somebody in and you don't know who they are?
No, anybody can hit the click.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. This is not Friday.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. We want you though. But see, Roz doesn't know that the YouTube link is better. But she will. We're going to get you caught up. She's like, I don't know. I thought I was in the right place. I don't know what y'all doing. I don't know what y'all doing. I don't know what to tell y'all. Exactly. But all is well. Don't hesitate to let me know if y'all need anything. That's the bottom line.
Okay.
Good night, everyone.
We learn something every day, don't we? We learn something every day. Keep learning.
Love you, JB.
Love you more than that. That's so sweet.
Love you, Jay.
Yes. Love you, JB.
Reverend, I enjoyed you the other night.
Exactly.
Reverend.
Yeah.
JB Bryan.
Bryan.
What'd you say, Jenny?
I enjoyed you the other night.
That's right.
Oh, thank you, Jenny. I appreciate you watching.
I don't know what that means.
She watched my show.
Oh, I thought she was at your house or something. Lord. I enjoyed you the other night. That's right. She was on the Rise channel.
Mm.
I love it.
Okay, take care, everyone.
Watch it. Watch out now. I enjoyed you the other night. Okay.
Be careful, his wife is listening. Stop it.
Exactly. She knows I'm the only other woman. I was getting jealous. About to come over there. I know where you live. What you say? What you say? What you say?
Queen Mother, there is no other. No.
That's what she thinks. You hear her? Dr. Jones said, Queen Mother, there is no other. Yeah, we're going to see. That's right. That's what you think. There is no other. Y'all be good. I love y'all.
Bye.
Good night.
Love you
I
more.
see you, Miss Mac. Thank you. We want more things. That's
Have a
right.
good
Go
night.
Dallas.
More and more and more and more, doesn't it? Yes, y'all be blessed.
Guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
too
Right.
funny. Love you guys.
No. Exact. Celtics. If I have to
Go
choose.
Dallas.
If I have to
Miss
choose.
Davis, I'm gonna tell you like this: when Boston got Drew Holiday in the offseason, I said that's their best chance to win because he's the best all-around point guard for the last 7 years, and he never got the credit for it. He plays
Wow.
defense, he scores, he rebounds,
That's
and
right.
he gets assists.
That's right.
That's their best chance to win, and they swept everybody except Cleveland. Cleveland won one game. If they win tonight, this shit is basically over.
That's right.
But I like Dallas too. I like
Nah.
I
Dallas.
like
too.
Dallas.
Dallas about to
Dallas.
go. Dallas, the only thing they got is a football team. That's what they got. It's America's team. America's team.
They ain't even got
America's
that no
team.
more. They ain't even got that no
Yes,
more.
they
I
do.
ain't
America's
buying
team.
it. I'm not buying it, JB. I ain't going with that.
Look. If we have to look, Boston's gonna be that because Jalen. I was sucking about it. There is no better than LeBron, but I will give Jalen because he's JB. I will give them
Okay.
two. I will give them second place in my basketball heart.
All
Yes,
right.
indeed.
Have a good night.
That's right. Good night. Good night. I know. We gotta talk about Hunter. Poor thing. Poor Hunter. I
Save
don't
that
care.
for Friday.
I don't care if I'm president or not. They try to lock up my son. He ain't going. Y'all do what y'all want to do. I'd be like, look, you're not locking my son up. It's not happening.
Yeah, save that for Friday morning.
Exactly.
That'll be a hot topic.
That's right. You're like, JB, you can do that. Yes. Let my son out. Free Hunter. Look, they're gonna be Trump and Hunter gonna be together. Man, it's gonna be a TV show. Did you see them having a TV show? Hunter and Trump in prison. We're coming live from the federal pen. This is the Trump Hunt. Trump Hunt show. Y'all be good. Have a good night. Bye-bye now.
Night.
Bye-bye.